Buckwheat, and buckwheat once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with whole grain of the day, the one and only buckwheat. Maybe you've never heard of it, maybe you love it, maybe you hate it. It doesn't matter. Why? Just watch on because we're about to dive into the wonderful world of buckwheat. All right, first up, just a little bit of background information. Now, a lot of us are probably wondering what in the world is buckwheat, right? Well, today I want to let you know that buckwheat is actually a seed as opposed to a whole grain, although it's used in similar ways as grains like quinoa, barley, and or oats. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, Coach D, didn't you just do a series of videos, nuts of the day, seeds of the day? So shouldn't this be considered a seed, not necessarily a whole grain? Well, you're absolutely correct. The reason why I decided to consider it a whole grain of the day is based on the name. Most people will automatically assume that because of the term wheat that it's a whole grain. But once again, it is not a whole grain. Buckwheat is a seed. Now, here's something else that you need to know about buckwheat. Buckwheat seeds are also called grouts or acacia, right? Well, whether it's grouts or groats, okay, you can pronounce it whichever way you want, all right? So there you have it, guys. All right, now let's talk about a few fun facts. There are actually 3 different species of buckwheat. First is common buckwheat, then we have Tartaricum buckwheat, and then we have Simosum buckwheat. Okay, now it's time to talk about the 520 rule. Now, for those of us who know nothing about the 520 rule, well, basically the 520 rule is all about food labels. That's right. Basically, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. So, when we talk about the 520 rule, we are specifically interested in the percent daily value, also abbreviated as percent DV. So if the food offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV, then it is not a good source of that particular nutrient. If, however, it offers 10% to 19% DV, then it is considered a good source of that particular nutrient. And lastly, if it offers 20% or more, then it is an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So now that we understand the 520 rule, let's dive into a few nutrition facts. And here they are. So for today's lecture, we're going to simply say that a single serving of buckwheat is equivalent to only 1 cup of cooked buckwheat. So in this 1 cup, here's what we're going to get. We're going to get 155 calories, 33.5 grams of carbs, 5.7 grams of protein, only 1 gram of fat, 4.5 grams of fiber. Now let's dive into the mineral and nutrient content. And here we go. Manganese, 34% DV. Amazing. So it is an excellent source of manganese. Then we have magnesium coming in at 21% DV. So buckwheat is an excellent source of magnesium. Now we have phosphorus coming in at 12%, a good source. Copper, 12%, good source. Niacin is only at 8%. So technically it's not a good source of niacin. However, it's still present in the food. Next up is zinc coming in at 7%, iron 7%, vitamin B6 at 6%, folate 6%, pantothenic acid 6%, and then we have selenium coming in at 5%. So remember, if it comes in at 0 to 9%, it is not a good source, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not in there. So when we talk about niacin, zinc, iron, vitamin B6, folate, pantothenic acid, and selenium, they're all very low on the 520 rule scale, but they're still in there. So if you're looking for more of those particular nutrients, just simply double up your servings. And there you have it. All right, Now, I want to continue with the nutrition facts only because I want to give just a little love to what I think is very important is the phytonutrient content. That's right, guys. Thousands upon thousands of years ago, there was an ancient physician whose name was Hippocrates, and he has a very famous quote that simply says, "Let food be thy medicine, and let medicine be thy food." That being said, I gotta talk about the phytonutrients that no one else talks about, right? Because ultimately, these phytonutrients are medicine for the human body. So we have phenolic compounds, we have flavonoids such as rutin, quercetin, chlorogenic acid, orientine, isoorientine, vitexin, and isovitexin. We have tannins, we have D-chiroinositol, and then of course we have phycopyritols. So I do understand that some of those terms are a little difficult to pronounce, but you don't have to worry about pronouncing them. You just simply have to worry about consuming them. That's it. All right, now let's dive into the health benefits. But before we dive into the specifics, Coach D wants to talk about something. And it's it's the principle of cause and effect. That's right. The principle of cause and effect is one of the natural laws of the universe. Some people may term it one of the 7 hermetic principles. But basically, this principle states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There is no such thing as chance and or luck. So in other words, you don't get healthy by being lucky, and you don't develop a disease by being unlucky. Everything has its effect as well as its cause. Everything happens for a reason. So in order for you to experience these health benefits, well, you got to cause them. And how do you cause them? It's easy, by simply putting the nutrients in your body. So let's go through the health benefits one by one. Number 1, improves heart health by lowering cholesterol and blood pressure levels, contains disease-fighting antioxidants, provides highly digestible protein. It has a high fiber content, which is filling and helps improve digestion. It can help prevent diabetes. It doesn't contain gluten and is non-allergenic. So for those of us who have issues with gluten, right? Guess what? It's gluten-free. Remember, it's a seed. It's not a wheat product. And last but not least, buckwheat supplies important vitamins and minerals. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be healthy, it's very simple. Eat more buckwheat. All right, now let's talk about food. So normally I cite forksoverknives.com. But for today's video, I wanted to bring to light a new and fresh website that of course offers vegan options. So I did just a little bit of research and look at what I found. 2 amazing vegan buckwheat recipes that I want to share with you today. So number 1 is buckwheat cinnamon rolls. Look at the picture, looks amazing. And the second recipe is carrot raisin buckwheat muffins. Looks delicious, right? So if your mouth is watering, all you have to do is click on the description box, and guess what? Coach D is providing a link for you to these recipes. So if you click on the link, you're going to find the ingredients and the instructions. So please check out the link, make them, taste them, and let Coach know how it goes. Okay, 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you are saying, all right, Coach D, I get it. I like the nutrition facts. I like learning about the 520 rule. Hell, I even enjoyed the fun facts. But what I really want to know is, when should I eat more buckwheat? Right? Well, believe it or not, the best day, and I do mean the best day to eat more buckwheat, or any plant food for that matter, is Nature Day. That's right, Nature Day. Now, Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, some of us are probably wondering, all right, Coach D, what in the world is the 23% challenge? You just dropped something on me. I have no idea what it is. Well, guys, the 23% challenge is a monthly 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships. Oh, and by the way, it also helps to save planet Earth. Yes, only in 7 days. Now, here's the interesting thing about the challenge is that once again, it is the first 7 days of every single month, the first through the 7th. Now, Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, which makes it the first day of the month. So whether it's January 1st, July 1st, or even September 1st, it's always Nature Day. So now that you have been introduced to Nature Day, you probably want to know a little more about it. Well, guys, Nature Day is all about us getting closer to nature. Now, yes, there are plenty of ways in which you can get closer to nature. You can go take a swim in the ocean. You can go adopt a pet. You can go take a nature walk, right? But Coach D wants to encourage everyone to get closer to nature through their diet, right? So eat more plants. That's all I'm saying. So if you are in any way, shape, or form influenced to start eating more plants, to start eating a more plant-based diet, then Coach D wants to offer you just a little bit of help. Why not try to become a 3%, a 13%, or a 23% vegan? That's right. Now, 3% only means that you are a vegan only 1 day out of an entire month. 13% is equal to 4 days, and 23%, which is what Coach D is 7 days out of every month. That's it, guys. 3% 1 day, 13% 4 days, 23% is 7 days. All right, so perhaps you are really interested. Thank you. And so I want to offer you just a few tips to make your Nature Day successful. So the first thing that you can do is go to your local grocery store and hang out in the produce section. Why the produce section? Well, because that's where all of your plant foods are located. Next up, go visit a farmer's market. Now, there are lots of advantages to going to a farmer's market as opposed to a grocery store, such as the produce will have less pesticides and less herbicides. Next up, if you don't want to do the first two, well, go to the prepared dishes section of your local grocery store. That's right. That's where the food has already been cooked for you. Now, here's what you got to do. Walk on over to the counter, take a look at the items that they have to offer, and ask the person behind the counter if they have any vegan dishes. If they do, do a quick taste test. Let the person know that maybe you've never had it before and that you want to sample it. Now, if you enjoy the sample, then please buy it by the pound. Maybe 1 pound or maybe even 2 pounds, depending on how much you like it. And my last little tip for Nature Day is for you to go visit a vegan restaurant. That's right, guys. Go check them out. Now, maybe you don't even know that vegan restaurants exist. So if that's you, all you have to do is go to Google, type in vegan restaurants near me, and in less than half a second, Google will give you all of the amazing vegan restaurants that are in your area. Now, if you decide to take this avenue, just do 2 things when you get there. Number 1, let them know that Coach D sent you. And number 2, be sure to order something that has buckwheat in it. Okay, time for our question of the day, and this comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% nation. Why? Because we have inquiring minds. So we want to know, which buckwheat recipe do you prefer? Maybe you like the cinnamon rolls. Maybe you like the muffins. Or maybe, just maybe, you know of an amazing vegan buckwheat recipe that you would like to share with us. So whether you want to take one of mine or share one of yours, please write it in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. Now, before I sign out, I got to ask you to please subscribe, especially if you love buckwheat, right? And don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. I'm Coach D. I'm signing out. Always remember to take care. God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.